femtosecond lasers or picosecond lasers, they are all moving towards how to make the product better. That means how to have more power, how to have higher repetition rate, how to be unique in the market, and how to be better each day. This is, again, all coming from the market. So there are many kinds of approaches. You can do that using different laser types. But for compact, stable solution, many clients choose solid-state lasers in which your active medium is crystal. So what happens in that specific crystal? You try to have more light in it. The more you try, the more thermal effects are affecting the crystal. Interestingly, that all happens as the nature dictates it. So you actually have some symmetricity there. Therefore, you have actual gradients, actually symmetrical gradients of the temperature. And this is coming to the challenge itself. So what happens? You have to compensate everything because you have depolarization of your medium that affects your laser, and you're losing the laser capabilities in general. So what we do, we are solving the problem for laser depolarization. Therefore, we call the product that we're introducing today the Depolarization Compensator, because all of this is happening not on purpose, but it happens symmetrically, which means you can figure out the pattern and you can compensate that symmetrically again. So our company is working on unique technology that lets us use the same kinds of lasers to write the structure, which would again bring the light back to the status that you want to have it. So we write the structure inside the fused silica glass, inside the volume. You have one tiny piece that solves the issue, which otherwise would just result in the effect that you wouldn't want to have. So you guys can look at the charts here, but there are a bit more visual things. How this works. Essentially, you have the laser beam that you want to have a nice ideal shape. You don't want to have scattering, which is also solved by this technology. You also do not want to have some very complex structure of the element, or you certainly do not want to have bulky structures. So all of this is done in single element inside the volume that as the outcome solves the issue of the pricing. So it can everything be done in single element, which is easy to handle, stable, has high LIDT value. That means if you have the laser for industrial purpose and it is naturally planned to run 24/7, then you wouldn't have any issues there because of fragility or whatsoever. So how this looks like, yeah. So you can see the picture here. It's a bit stylized. Actually, it's just glass, which you barely can see the structure because it's optimized for efficiency. So you don't have scattering, meaning your eye cannot really see the structure too much. It's just a little bit blank there. So this one is a bit stylized. But what we can offer these elements for specific laser types. So you can actually choose the wavelength that you want to have the compensation for. You can choose the size, depending on what kind of medium size you have. You can also choose additional things that we can offer to you, anti-reflection coating that would improve already naturally good qualities of the element. And since this is pure glass, doesn't really matter with AR coating or without, it has extremely high LIDT value, which means you do not have to worry about damaging the element over time. However, same method can be used to do all kinds of structures. So these are just patterns you can come up with with your imagination or challenge you have. But what I want to emphasize is that really there are challenges that you don't really get to know before you meet the client. So I encourage everyone to think through what you're using and what you're trying to solve in the long term or short term. But there are probably the solutions where you do not expect to have them. So this is one that we are offering to our clients that look for optical solutions. But again, we do have solutions for all kinds of micro tasks. So this is it. Thank you for your time.